So you just bought an iPhone 16 Pro Max, or maybe you're waiting to get one because the availability is not that good right now, but you want to get a good case and a screen protector for your 16 Pro Max, then look no further. The case and screen protector that I have today is sent by Benks. Shout out to Benks for sending these. And we're actually going to take a look at them and test them in different ways. So this is the Armor Pro 600D case for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It has MagSafe built in and is built with Kevlar. So as you can see, this is the case on the inside. You got the MagSafe ring, and then you flip it back, and it kind of has this like carbon fiber look, and it feels pretty high quality. You know, this is definitely a nice case to put on your phone, and it feels like it's durable, but it's not too thick. It's not gonna make your phone too bulky, and it will retain the shape of your phone so that you don't feel like, you know, the case is changing that too much. This is how the white 16 Pro Max looks inside this black Kevlar case, the Armor Pro from Benks. And then it also has, you know, a little bit of branding right here, and it's a silver ring to protect the camera bump when you put it on the table or on a surface. You can see it sticks out a little bit, not too much above the cameras, but just a little bit, just enough. Then on the side, you got your cutout for your camera control button. And I will say that initially when you get this case, you might feel like it makes it harder to press, but it kind of helps you, because if you can take it in right here, it kind of lines up your finger and makes it easy to just land that button press every single time. And even swiping, it makes the swiping easier because your skin is only touching where the camera control button is. Whereas without the case, let me just pop it off real quick. You could touch a little bit to the top or bottom by accident, and it will make it actually feel really hard to press the button because part of your finger is pressing on the frame itself and not the button. So it's easy to kind of miss that when you're just quickly doing it. But with the case, like I said, it lines it up so that it's easy to just press that very quickly and also swipe very easily as well. I think also having this case on makes it so that you don't accidentally swipe when you're holding the phone like this. When I was taking pictures and stuff in vertical orientation, in portrait orientation with this phone earlier, my palm was consistently touching the camera control button and swiping and doing stuff without me intentionally doing it. So with this case on, you see how it kind of creates a little bit of space, so you can't unintentionally touch it with your palm, or like not as easy, especially with the swiping motion. But then it makes it easier to precisely press it and swipe it with your finger when you want to. In terms of wobble, the phone itself wobbles this much when it's on the table, and then with the case on, it basically wobbles the same amount with the case on. It doesn't really help it that much. So if you're somebody who cares about that, this case is not going to solve your problem. However, it is a MagSafe case, so you can use something like this. It's an ESR stand that you can put on the back, and you can make your phone stand up pretty easily with this MagSafe accessory right here. Link will be in the description and the comments if you want to buy something like that. And then on the other side, you got buttons, and actually the buttons are really clicky. I don't feel like they make it any harder to press the buttons than usual. As you can see, you got that action button right there. Pretty easy to press. And yeah, it feels pretty good all around. Everything lines up pretty nicely. And this case it feels well built. So first test that I'll do with this case is I'll actually test it with MagSafe. And as you can see, this is my MagSafe camera grip, and it works. And then it also is wirelessly charging as well. So MagSafe definitely works with this case, and you won't have any issues with that, especially like specific MagSafe accessories, because it's built into the case. It will just work properly. So that's very good to note. As you can see, it's still charging right here. So after 10 seconds of wirelessly charging, that's how you know that a wireless charger will work. Another quick thing to mention about this case is that not all USB-C cables actually work with it. So the original cable that comes with the phone, it'll definitely slide in and click easily. No problems with that. As you can see, it fits. But thicker cables like this is a data transfer cable for my SSDs. It does not fit while the case is on. So yeah, depending on your cables, you might have to take off the case to use them. But this is an iPhone with MagSafe anyways, so you're gonna be charging like that pretty often anyways. Unless you're like me and you're data transferring a lot, then you're gonna have to switch your cables or take off the case, like I said, when you want to use them. And then right here we have a generic wireless charger. This is a Samsung one. I'm just gonna test out this case on the wireless charger and just see if it works with, you know, non-MagSafe. So let's go. As you can see, it's charging, and then I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's still charging after 10 seconds. My rule is if it works after 10 seconds of wireless charging, then that means it's most likely going to keep working until you take it off the charger. So this case is wireless charger safe and MagSafe wireless charging safe as well. All right, so the next thing we'll test is typing with the case on and then typing without the case to see if there's a difference in the feel. This iPhone is white. Okay, so it feels fine. Feels pretty normal to type on with the case on. So now we'll do without the case. This iPhone is white. Honestly, the feel of the phone itself versus with the case on is actually pretty close when it comes to typing. But of course, the phone is going to be slimmer without a case. So it's, I mean, depending on who you are, it can be more comfortable or it can be less comfortable. I think the added width kind of makes it easier to hold the phone when you're typing. And so you might actually enjoy typing with this case on more than without the case. The phone itself is kind of slippery anyways, like, you know, it's very smooth. So I think the case kind of adds a little bit more grip when it comes to typing and stuff. And then looking at gestures and stuff, it's not Android, so you don't necessarily have to swipe from the side to, you know, back swipe too often. But when you're in an app like, let's say Safari, and you want to swipe from the side to go back, I feel no problems doing that on this. And then swiping up from the bottom, no issues with the lip here. It feels like the lip is raised just enough to protect the phone when you put it down like that. Slamboy certified, but without making it too intrusive in like your daily usage. And besides, the iPhone 16 Pro Max just has a really big screen now, and the bezels are so thin. And so the case actually helps with missed touches and stuff like that. So like your palm reaching over and touching the screen by accident and doing stuff, the case actually kind of prevents that a little bit. It gives you a little bit more safety in terms of accidental touches. All right, so now I want to test the thickness and compare how the iPhone is by itself and then also with this case on. So first, we'll just look at the iPhone's thickness and compare it to other phones without the case. So I don't have that many other things to compare it to, but this is an iPhone 8 right here. And as you can see, obviously the iPhone 8 is going to be slimmer than this 16 Pro Max, but the 16 Pro Max is pretty thin for what you get in a phone. Then this is the Z Fold 6. Closed up, the Z Fold 6 is going to be thicker. But then if you open up the Z Fold 6, it is thinner than the iPhone. And then keep the comparisons in mind. This is the thickness compared to this iPhone 8 right here. So obviously it was thicker before and it's a little bit thicker now, but I feel like the difference is not too bad. It's not actually that crazy. And then thickness compared to the Z Fold 6, it does get a little bit closer to the Z Fold 6 when it's closed, but it's not exactly there yet. Not too bad. Z Fold 6 opened up, and the Z Fold 6 basically is like almost half the thickness of the iPhone 16 Pro Max in this case. This is the official Samsung S Pen case, and that makes the Z Fold 6 significantly thicker when it's closed. And then the Z Fold 6 opened up. Still going to be thinner obviously than the iPhone, but it's a little bit closer now. We'll compare the phone against the case itself, and you can kind of see the difference right here in terms of like the thickness. I'm not good at like eyeing millimeters, but like it looks like it might be like about 1 millimeter more thick, maybe 1 or 2 or something like that in terms of like the thickness. This is how it looks side by side, top and bottom, all around. All right, now I brought up the scales of discernment because Flossie Carter has the scales of justice. So let's weigh this iPhone without the case, and then we'll weigh it with the case. 16 Pro Max weighed on the scales of discernment is around 220 grams. And then the case itself is around 40 grams. So it actually adds a significant amount of weight. Put it on. And then the case and the phone together, 270 grams. Now for perspective, we got the Z Fold 6 in the S Pen case. That is around 290 grams, so 20 grams heavier than this 16 Pro Max. The Z Fold 6 without a case and it has a screen protector on, it's around 250 grams. And by itself, it should be around 239 to 240 grams. And remember, keep in perspective, this phone opens up. And then we also have this iPhone 8 Plus, because I don't have any of the other phones to compare it to right now. But this iPhone 8 Plus is around 200 grams. I believe the iPhone 16, the base model, is at 170 grams. And then the 16 Plus is actually at 203 grams. So all that to put it in perspective of how heavy this case is, I would say this case and the iPhone 16 Pro Max together are around like, you know, a mid-level type of weight that you can expect from your phones. Because most people have a case on their phone, right? And actually a lot of people have thicker cases than this. So they're used to heavier setups than this. So I think for the protection that you get, for the actual slim feel that you get as well, this doesn't feel too off from the original feel of the phone. The thickness and the weights are actually pretty good when you compare it to the average cases that people have in general. Putting it in my pocket and taking it out of my pocket don't feel too different from, you know, the phone itself without a case on. I could actually see myself using the case like this. However, you know, I love to go caseless. But for people who want good protection while still being slim, grippy with the texture, and just an overall high quality MagSafe case that does it all, I think this is a good option. The price is a little bit pricey when you're thinking about cases, but for a high quality case, I think around this price range is worth it. It does catch fingerprints on the back a little easy. So if your hands are clammy like mine, then that might be an issue for you, but it's nothing that a quick wipe down can't solve, you know. So now let's move on to the screen protector. All right, so this is the Glass Warrior screen protector from Benks, and it is, you know, HD clarity, transparency, so it should be a good picture quality, enhanced explosion proof, scratch resistant, and it has apparently sapphire coating on it. So that is pretty nice in terms of durability. So let's actually dig into this. So inside the box, so this is actually one of those new screen protector things where you pull it to apply it. This is my first time trying this, so hopefully I get it right. It seems like it's easy enough. Then at the bottom, you know, you got your instructions and you got the things to clean. Then you also have this Benks sticker right here, Benks since 2008. So let me read the instructions real quick. This is my first time. All right, so now that we read it, I'm ready to get into this. I'm gonna take off the case, obviously. You gotta put this foam pad. It has a cutout for the camera. Put it like that, so it's on a nice soft surface. Pristine. Then you gotta do the dust. Make sure there's no dust specks underneath the screen protector, because that would be tragic. Okay, so this is up right here, which indicates the top. So we're just gonna line that up. And then now it says to pull at a steady speed. So I'm not sure if that means fast or slow, or if it's literally just steady. So I'm gonna pull at a steady speed right now. There's that. Okay, so you push down on number 2 to finish the venting process, and then you push down on 3 until it clicks, and then you can take it off. Boom. And there you go. Screen protector is installed. There are some bubbles, so you can just use the wipe to push it down. And yeah, the bubbles are small enough. Overall, screen protector is applied and lined up, and it feels really good. It feels like actual glass. It goes to the edges, but it's not like super far, so it shouldn't get in the way of this case. Can't say that for every single case, but I think it looks like it's pretty safe if your case does not go over the black areas of the screen or like the bezel. And as you can see, edge to edge with this case, it works perfectly fine. So screen protector is a success. I see no difference in terms of the screen quality and the brightness and stuff like that. I think it looks pretty good. And then because it is a solid piece of glass, you know, it goes over the camera, that might impact the camera quality, but face unlock works just as smooth. And then we'll try a selfie right now. It looks like there's no problem with the quality from the selfie camera with the screen protector over the camera. So face unlock works, camera works. I would say this is a success, and it will keep your phone protected while still looking good. That was the Benks 600D Armor Pro case and the Glass Warrior screen protector. Both of them are a go in my eyes, and they both seem high quality. I can't tell you about the long-term durability. However, I feel like they both feel pretty good, and honestly, they give me confidence for lasting a long time and just protecting your phone while still being sleek and preserving the form factor and the look of the device, the screen quality, all that stuff. So yeah, thank you once again, Benks, for sending me these accessories. And if you're interested in them, the links will be in the description and in the comments, and you can use my code to get money off. But that's all for now. We out. Peace.